Welcome back to the Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark. It's another 5-minute review. In today's review, we're going to be talking about the Netflix original series, Three Body Problem. Yeah. It's created by David Benioff, D.B. Weiss, and Alexander Wu. And you might know Benioff and Weiss from other hit shows such as, what's it? Game of Thrones. God damn. They're most famous for Game of Thrones. But this show, and it stars, let's see, who does it star? We got Jovan Ardepo, Liam Cunningham from Game of Thrones. So that's that connection, I think, from Weiss and Benioff. And Liam Cunningham, he was one of my favorite actors and characters. He plays the Onion Knight. In Game of Thrones, and he was by far one of the more likable characters in that show. Benedict Wong plays Dashi, and he's really the main character in this, even though the screen time is really split. His story ties a lot together. John Bradley plays Jack Rooney, and that's another Game of Thrones ties. He was John Tarley. Jonathan Pryce, another Game of Thrones tie, is in this. And that's it. I mean, Zane Sang, I think that's how you say her name. C. Shamuka and Isa Gonzalez and Jess Hong also round out it's very much an ensemble cast. But this show's fucking weird, bros. It starts out and you're just like, what the fuck is happening? And because it time hops a lot. But you go from the 1960s China to present day England, and the overarching story and I'm about 5 episodes in, I think, is that aliens have invaded or are getting ready to invade Earth, and they've identified scientists and are slowly talking the scientists into killing themselves because of different reasons. You listen, this premise is batshit crazy, and there's the whole religion versus science component, and there's this futuristic, hey, how do we save society component, and it's really weird, but it's highly entertaining. And there's a video game at the crux of everything that the aliens have introduced to these people, and they have to try to win the game, and that's essentially how do you save civilization. It's weird. I probably just butchered the real premise behind this show, but each character plays a scientist, except Liam Cunningham and Benedict Wong. They play some, I don't know, hired law enforcement. I don't know. This is a show that you really got to be dialed into every second, because if you're not and you're looking at you're doing this and you're looking at your phone, you're gonna miss some shit, because half of it's subtitled, half of it's not. The stuff that's subtitled is when they're in China, and you'll miss some stuff. And I regretfully, for like the first 2 episodes, I was just kind of in and out. Is because it does take a lot to get into. But 5 episodes in, you start seeing where it's going, and you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and you want to see how it ends. How does this conclude? And I've read that Netflix has already renewed this for a 2nd season, and they're really banking on this show having legs, and people kind of word of mouth talking about it. people like me. But anyway, I'm going to stick with it. I don't know if I can recommend it because it is very convoluted and heavy, but also very entertaining. It's very futuristic, but also trying to stay grounded. There is the element of science versus religion, and that's an interesting topic that everybody loves to talk about. So, yeah, I'll recommend it. Go ahead. Recommend that. Anyways, hit the subscribe button when it pops up so you don't miss any future content right here in the podcast. And if you want to follow the podcast on all your favorite social media platforms, you can find us at Movie Draft House. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube. So give us a like, follow, and subscribe. And don't forget, the podcast releases weekly, every Thursday on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And we'll catch you next time.
Oh, hello, darling.
When your consciousness ends in one world, it could continue to exist in many other worlds.